Right guys, thanks for joining me. So I've come back down my local wooded area, let's call it, and obviously last thing you would have seen is we put camera traps down there, down by that little stream area, little wooded area. Trying to get anything really to see what's about in the area, like if there's any woodcock, owls, sparrowhawks, foxes, badgers, any type of deer. I know there's red deer in that area. So yeah, this is the follow-up, and we're not going to take the camera back out the area. We're just going to swap some batteries, take the memory card, swap it with another one, and maybe relocate it slightly somewhere different, just so we can see what's where in the general area. And yeah, should be a fun one. Thanks for joining me. Now, I have bought the Nikon Z6ii and the 200 to 500, but in all honesty, I'm only here really to kind of swap the batteries and move the camera, and obviously collect the SD card, collect the footage really of what we've got from the camera. It's been there a week. It's been a very cold week, so it's been every night. It's been like -3 or -4, and even in the days it's been still probably 0 degrees, because the frost's been hanging around from day to day. It hasn't been kind of thawing out and refreezing. It's literally it's been frozen the whole time really. So this is the first day where it's actually starting to thaw out. There's still bits of ice around and the ground's pretty firm, but other than that, I mean, I don't think that will have stopped us getting any footage of anything. So I'm actually just approaching the little stream area, which is where I've set the camera up. I can actually still see the camera, so that's a good start. I'm actually the other side of the water though, so this water is probably going to be a bit high for me to cross here, but just to show you the general area that I've set the camera up, you can see it kind of goes from this farmland here to just straight into the woods, kind of follow the stream, and it's like a nice small little wooded area. But you can probably see from down below, you might be able to see easier. You can kind of see little tracks where mammals have obviously been walking through. You can see footprints in the soil, and you can see right there, look, you can see where they walk through. So then you can hear the ringlet parakeets that you'll probably remember from part 1. Obviously you're in this area, and here's the stream area. So some planks there that look like the mammals probably go over it, to be honest. What that would be, I don't know. Foxes, could be rats, could be voles, could be anything really, but that was where our camera is set up over there. It's just on the left, filming over to the right. So. I haven't really bought the best attire on today for this, but last week I put that brick in the water, make it a bit easier for me to get over. So back with the camera, all set up, looks like it's been untampered, and it's obviously not been taken. So, and the area that we've been filming seems set up in the way that I'd set it up. Obviously a lot of interest in this area when you look around, but doesn't always mean that there's going to be a lot of action on your camera. So yeah, I'll probably swap the batteries now, swap the card, and we'll have a look at the footage. So I've just been trying to find a good area for setting up this camera trap, and I've just come across actually a really good looking hole for owls. Yeah, I believe it's an old oak, looks like to me. You see that hole there? Actually a hole further up as well. Probably quite difficult to see with the sky in the background, but so obviously because I think that's a good looking hole for something to sleep in overnight or something, just look below the hole, just having a little look in the leaf litter. I've come across some pellets, owl pellets. So for example, you can see there, looks like a skull of a shrew or a vole. So obviously to me these look pretty recent as well, very recent in fact. So these will have only been for the last few weeks or so. So the problem is, how do I set up the camera for that hole? Because it's a good 12 feet in the air, that is. So it's not really anywhere opposite I can pin it against either. It's just rhododendrons and just this one here, which I could maybe do, but it's going to be a pain. One thing to note every time I come out as well is that every time I find, even if I just see a new bird that I've not seen before, like today I've seen 3 woodcock today, now I know this is an area where I can find the woodcock. Obviously photographing them is another thing, but also even just features on trees. So for instance, I'll show you this on this old oak tree we've got. You can see there's 3 little holes there, but there's also a big hole further up that probably is fit for a jackdaw or maybe even little owls or something like that. But obviously you've got to note these things down when you see them, because you may forget there's certain areas, or it might not be the time of year where, you know, a hole like that's going to be in use. Like at this time of the year in the winter, nothing's going to be using that hole probably, maybe to roost in. But obviously come May you could have green woodpeckers, nuthatches and jackdaws just using those as nests, and then you've already got a place where you can go where, you know, if you want to photograph a green woodpecker or a nuthatch or a jackdaw, then you've literally, they're sitting there for you. So it's just important to note down little things that you spot, just to prompt you when it comes to the time of year where you can actually use that information for your benefit, basically, and get some good photos or video footage from it. So I've just come across some good examples of signs of wildlife and signs of something that's been here. So let me just flip the camera for you. So you can see here, this is clearly something that's been here at this rotten kind of tree stump, and obviously it's fancied its chances at getting some insects or something that's might be living in there. So that'll be some kind of mammal, that will, like a fox or a badger. So yeah, they've had a good go at that. So that could be somewhere good to set up a camera trap. Obviously I've got a tree right there that I could use to set up, but also not too far away I've come across this. So here we've got multiple scratch marks, and these are really fresh. These are probably in the last few weeks. I'll go over to this tree, look. You can see there that that's a purposeful. We've even got the shavings up there still. Fresh shavings from that. And to me that'll be some of the red deer that we've got knocking about. Due to the height of it, it's quite high up the tree really. So obviously their antlers must be getting a bit itchy now, and obviously when it gets to around, I think February, they can start shedding their antlers. So it's always good to note those kind of things on the trees. So there's a plane going over. Always good to note those things on the trees, because if you want to come down and find yourself a deer antler, then these are the good spots to look really, because this is where they're going to be obviously pushing their antlers against the tree, and you might be able to come across in the May and March before everything starts shooting up and being overgrown, and be able to get some antlers as well, which I have found myself by luck in the past as well, actually by stepping on one. So yeah, just another thing to note really. Right, so I've just finished placing the camera. I haven't seen the footage from the first position of the camera, so hopefully that's been seen on this video, and hopefully it was pretty decent. Hopefully we get some good stuff on the second one. Not sure what we're going to get. Red deer stag I would hope we would get, after seeing those scratches on the trees. Haven't done much shooting with the long lens, to be honest, but it's not really what I came down for. So thanks for coming with me on this video. Hopefully see you on the next one, and like and subscribe, and see you around.